Come see us in Los Angeles, Bakersfield, San Jose, Buffalo, New York, Toledo, Ohio, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Belfast, London, and a lot more. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for the cheapest tickets.
Donald Trump at the White House announcing his hopes for the Pentagon. A $1 trillion budget. That's right, $1 trillion.
Great things happening with our military. We also essentially approved a budget, which is in the facility, you'll like to hear this, of $1 trillion, $1 trillion. And nobody's seen anything like it. We have to build our military, and we're very cost conscious, but the military is something that we have to build, and we have to be strong because you got a lot of bad forces out there now. So we're going to be approving a budget, and I'm proud to say, actually, the biggest one we've ever done for the military.
We're very cost conscious, but we're going to push through $1 trillion for a Pentagon that can't even pass an audit.
So this is directly, again, no one voted for this. People voted for the exact opposite. Trump ran it as an anti-interventionist. Trump, in fact, a few moments after he was sworn into office, he was floating the idea of cutting the military budget by 50% in conjunction.
We got that clip, Jimmy. Let's listen to him say it. Just exactly as you said. Right after he took office, this is what Trump said.
First meetings I want to have is with President Xi of China, President Putin of Russia, and I want to say, let's cut our military budget in half. And we can do that. And I think we'll be able to do it.
Elon Musk identified.
So what the F happened? So that was what? Why say that, and then do the exact opposite? What is the point of what? I honest again, a guy who's not running for re-election to go down as the biggest military spender. What do you get out of that? And this whole thing, we have to rebuild our military. No, we have to get rid of, like I would say, get rid of 800 of the 900 military bases we have scattered around the world. We still have a military base in Japan. We still have a city inside Germany. I've been there. They have their own hospitals. They have their own casinos. The military in Germany. We have. I've showed the video of all the points of the 800, 900 military bases the United States have scattered across the world. It's unbelievable. And so that's, if you want to rebuild the military, how about you stop overextending them, which is the way all empires. This is the way all empires fail. So all that money they just saved through Doge, they're now putting it right back into the Pentagon, which is the exact opposite of what MAGA thought they voted for, the exact opposite of what everybody thought they voted for. And he's pulling an Obama. He's betraying his base and what he ran on. That's all. That's it. That this is
100%. And you know, he's not just going back on what he said recently about cutting the Pentagon budget. He's also going back on what he said previously when he openly criticized the military-industrial complex and called them out for profiting off of wars. Here's Trump back in 2020.
I'm not saying the military is in love with me. The soldiers are. The top people in the Pentagon probably aren't, because they want to do nothing but fight wars so that all of those wonderful companies that make the bombs and make the planes and make everything else stay happy. But we're getting out of the endless wars. You know how we're doing.
No, we're not getting out of the endless wars.
No.
In fact, now we're spending $1 trillion on the Pentagon that he just said there doesn't like him because he wants to end the wars and therefore cut off the profiteering from the weapons companies that make the bombs that the Pentagon uses.
so that raises the budget somewhere in the neighborhood of $200 billion. Imagine if they took that $200 billion and invested it in infrastructure in the United States. Just imagine if they'd instead put $200 billion into, I don't know, bullet trains or clean water, schools. And you know, how about, I live in California. How about, I don't know, off the top of my head, how about 10,000 fire trucks? You ever think of that? Filled with water. Wouldn't that be amazing? Instead of us still renting planes that the big, I forget what they call them, but the ones that scoop the water scoopers. We rent them from Canada. How about we buy a couple for ourselves here in California? You know, California, the 5th largest economy in the world. Yeah, imagine if they just took that money. Imagine if they took $200 billion. Imagine if they took 100 of the top cities in the United States and gave them each $2 billion to spend on their own cities. That would be to fight homelessness, to hire more firemen, hire more teachers. How about, in Finland, they have 3 teachers in every classroom, right? Which is why they're always at the top of the list of academic achievers, right? In the United States, they have 40 students per class, right? In Finland, they have 20, and they have not only every one of those teachers has a master's. They have 3 teachers in each class. So we could there's lots of things that'd be a great jobs program, by the way. Lowering the class sizes, hiring more teachers. That'd be a great jobs program. But instead, we're going to take it and put it right in the least efficient way to boost the economy is war spending. That is the least. It's been studied over and over. It's the least efficient way to boost the economy, and yet that's the only idea they seem to have. They never want to spend money on its people, and this is the way all empires end. We're still building military bases. They just put 3 new ones over in the Philippines. They're not stopping. And then plus there's all the military bases that we don't know about that are secret. So it's a betrayal of what he said. Again, right? You just showed it. It's not. So I just don't understand what happened to him from 2020 or even 2025 when he said he wanted to reduce at 50% to today. What happened? Who got to him? What did somebody offer him stock in Raytheon? What happened?
Here's another clip, Jimmy. This is from 2019, and I believe that this comment from Trump made him the first president since Dwight Eisenhower to acknowledge the military-industrial complex. This is when Trump was in the White House during his first term. Listen to what he said.
Reassure people you're not looking for some kind of conflict in Iran.
Well, I'm the one that talks about these wars that are 19 years and people are just there. And don't kid yourself, you do have a military-industrial complex. They do like war. In Syria.
You do have a military-industrial complex. They do like war. And here he gives an example of one such case.
With the caliphate. So I wipe out 100% of the caliphate. That doesn't mean you're not going to have these crazy people going around blowing up stores and blowing up things. These are seriously ill people. I don't want to say, oh, they're wiped out, ISIS. But I wiped out 100% of the caliphate. I say, I want to bring our troops back home. The place went crazy. They want to keep, you have people here in Washington. They never want to leave. I say, you know what I'll do? I'll leave a couple of 100 soldiers behind. But if it was up to them, they'd bring thousands of soldiers in. Someday people will explain it.
Well, this is an example.
You do have a group, and they call it the military-industrial complex. They never want to leave. They always want to fight. No, I don't want to fight. But you do have situations like Iran. You can't let them have nuclear weapons. You just can't let that happen.
So that's an example, I think, of what people liked in 2016, where you didn't come over as a traditional Republican.
No, but I haven't changed.
Well,
he has changed.
Yeah, I wish that guy was president. Wouldn't it be great if that guy was president? That's the guy people thought they were voting for. That's not the president we got. So it's I saw Dave Smith talk about this, and it's Trump is he's wrecking. He has a mandate, and he's wrecking it. He's wrecking his mandate on free speech at the behest of Israel. He's wrecking his mandate on being a non-interventionist at the behest of Israel, and now he's wrecking his mandate on reining in the military-industrial complex by his own hand, increasing the. They can't pass an audit. They don't even know what they're doing. I mean, really, you're. If you think it's bad about all the trans ballets that USAID was funding, imagine if we actually found out what they were doing at the Pentagon, which we'll never find out. So,
well, Jimmy, don't worry, don't worry, because Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says this in response to Trump's announcement. Thank you, Mr. President. Coming soon, the first $1 trillion Pentagon budget. President Trump is rebuilding our military and fast. And then parenthetical P.S. We intend to spend every taxpayer dollar wisely on lethality and readiness. So don't worry, every taxpayer dollar in that $1 trillion will be spent wisely, according to Defense Secretary.
I wish someone would ask him Who is this enemy that you're rebuilding the military for? Who is this? Who we don't have an enemy. No one's threatening to attack us. No one. The only people that ever attacked us are people we invented, which is Al Qaeda. And who said we invented them? Hillary Clinton. So it's also amazing that Al Qaeda and ISIS never attack Israel. That's another story. But who is the enemy that this is all about? Who is Canada? Is Mexico? No one's threatening to invade us or bomb us. This is all just a money funneling operation. He used to talk about it in 2019, talked about it in 2020. He talked about the undue influence of the military-industrial complex. They never want to leave. And here he is doing the exact same thing. It's a mental illness. 1775 and Rumble just launched the first anti-aging coffee. And no, it's not brewed in Fauci's lab, though it will make you feel younger without the side effects of government advice. They dropped 1,000 longevity bundles, blew through most of them, and after watching freedom lovers panic harder than CNN on election night, they extended the sale and added a few more. Once this deal is gone, it's gone, like your trust in the FDA. For $99, you're getting over our $250 value, 2 bags of longevity coffee infused with Cal-AKG to support cellular health and reduce biological age. And yes, they'll be selling biological age tests soon just to prove it. Plus, an ultra-rare pea berry roast that makes up less than 5% of global crops, kind of like honest politicians. And exclusive merch that screams, I don't shop at Target anymore. All of it, specialty grade, single origin, small batch. This isn't your sleepy chain store coffee. It's for people who read food labels and voted before mail-in ballots were cool. If you believe in America, in freedom, and in not settling for weak corporate nonsense, this is your coffee. Every dollar you spend gets you 1 entry to win a Cybertruck and 30 grand in cash, eh? That's 99 entries locked in. And with less than a month left, this bundle guarantees you a real shot. Head to 1775coffee.com/door and grab yours before the last bundle's gone. Fuel up, live long, and start your morning with coffee that stands for something. Come see us in Los Angeles, Bakersfield, San Jose, Buffalo, New York, Toledo, Ohio, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Belfast, London, and a lot more. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for the cheapest tickets.